In this video, I'm going to describe why it appears that Bitcoin is the first and only successful protocol of humanity. So, first, we need to consider what a protocol does. So, a protocol is something that stores information in so many different nodes that no one government or combination of governments can find and destroy or change them all. Its design is so simple, all right, or elegant that a fake node is readily determined or identified. It has the ability to transmit information unchanged multiple human lifetimes into the future. And it has the capacity to store a high density load of information. And I think another one that needs to be added is that it's readily um, it's readily easy for people in the future to be able to understand the information that was being communicated. Okay, so if we think about it, human beings have tried over and over and over again to design and implement a successful protocol, meaning a protocol that meets all of these criteria. And an example would be pyramids. So pyramids, we find pyramids all around the earth. I think there are thousands of them. There's certainly hundreds of them. And I think they might be in all continents, as a matter of fact. Even though we mostly hear about the ones in Egypt, they're everywhere. And now, so let's think about it. There are so many nodes that no one government or combination of governments can find and destroy or change them all. Check. Its design is so simple or elegant that a fake node is readily identified. Well, that's true because in this case, it's simple. Anyone can look at a pyramid and you know it is a pyramid or it is not a pyramid. If it has four sides or something like that, then it's not a pyramid, but it's readily identifiable because its design is so simple. If you're looking at a fake or not, has the ability to transmit information unchanged multiple human lifetimes into the future. Well, it does, because each node is so resilient and made out of stone that will last for hundreds and thousands of years, that it does have the capacity to do that. The issue is that it's that final thing, which is, will people in the future know and understand what information was being communicated? And I would argue that the answer is no. We don't know what information was ancient peoples who used pyramids as a protocol were trying to communicate to us. And I'm sure there's all kinds of theories about it and everything, but there's no consensus. We're not sure. All right. Now, there are many other protocols, attempts at protocols that we could go through. HTTP is another protocol, and we know where that one fails. It fails on the criteria of that it can communicate information unchanged multiple human lifetimes in the future. We know that websites or information on the internet is changed all the time. Okay, not only it's changed, it's destroyed, it's removed, and so on. So that protocol failed. Another protocol is the Roman gauge, which is the width of the wheels for carts that were used on the Roman highway system, which also that protocol is also used for the railroad tracks. And if you think about it, you have to have the same protocol for railroad tracks because you're going to build all these railroads, and you can't have it to where they work on some railroads and then they don't work on our railroad tracks and they don't work on other tracks and so on. So you need one protocol. And we do have railroad tracks and those Roman roads all around the world. And so it would be very difficult. It would be basically impossible for some government or even combination of governments to go find and destroy them all. So it fits that, and it has the capacity to last multiple human lifetimes into the future, and has. But the issue is that it doesn't have the capacity to store a high density load of information, and so it fails as a protocol. And we can go through other protocols like the Bible. The Bible, there are so many protocols, so many nodes, that there would be no possible way for anyone to go and find and destroy or change them all. But the issue with the Bible as a protocol is that there are so many different versions that it's not readily easy to determine, when you're looking at any given node, whether or not it is a fake or not. All right. And so the next thing is, now let's just consider Bitcoin. So Bitcoin succeeds in all of these criteria with a few caveats. So first of all, no one government or combination of governments can find and destroy or change them all. Check. Its design is so simple or elegant that a fake node is readily determined. Case check. It's so elegant that a fake node is readily determined. And actually, that happens every day, all day long, right? Which is that if someone tries to change the blockchain or change the consensus rules or do a double spend transaction or something like that, the other nodes will identify that that particular node is a fake node. It has the ability to transmit information unchanged multiple human lifetimes into the future. So check, with a caveat, and the caveat being that it's only been around for 17 years. So we haven't had the opportunity for multiple human lifetimes to play out yet, but it appears that it has the ability to do that. And the capacity to store a high density load of information, yes, it can store a massive amount of information. It already is storing a massive amount of information. And will people in the future be able to understand what the information was, the truth that was being stored? And I would argue the answer is yes, because it just simply records that this amount of Bitcoin went from this address. That is the truth, and it's immutable. But we don't know, because we're not those people in the future. We don't know that they'll be able to understand that that's what we were trying to communicate. But there's good reason to believe that it meets this criteria. And so that is why I suggest that Bitcoin is the first and only successful protocol of humanity.